Welcome to Off Meta Analysis, where I take new ideas that aren't currently being used in the meta and analyze their potential, featuring Radiance. First of all, a major salute to my friend who made the thumbnail of this video. He told me to let you all know that if you need help with thumbnails or graphic design in general, you can DM his Discord, which is faster than your mom, and his tag is 7124. Interesting name, I agree, but yeah, if you need help with thumbnail art, he is your guy. Moving on, if you watch my third off-meta analysis video, which I released way back, I mentioned that I would eventually do a video on Radiance Eleguana, and today is that day. In that video, I briefly showed my Eleguana set, but I didn't go into detail with it. Later on in this video, I will be showing the exact set that I used for that video, which I also used for a UU tournament hosted by WormConnell007. To start off, Radiance is an ability that only the Eleguana evolution line has at the moment, and it basically gives light type attacks a 10% chance to daze the targeted Loomian. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at whether or not Radiance is usable, and if not, what could potentially be a good buff for it. The specific set that I ran for my Radiance Eleguana was Frail, Very Clever, Sluggish for the personality. The item is Health Amulet as its only form of recovery, and the moves are Magnify for potential wall breaking, Daze for speed control, Thunderstrike for its main damaging move, and Flash and Flee for pivoting. The TPs are 200 health, 84 energy, 16 range attack, and 200 range defense. I also have 0 UPs and speed to make Eleguana as slow as possible. The purpose of this set is to soak range hits and pivot out to a setup sweeper. Radiance lets you have a chance to daze the opposing Loomian, which makes it easier for the setup sweeper to, well, set up. That being said though, Radiance Eleguana does have several weaknesses. One of them is that it can't take melee hits very well. Also, if it's up against an Earth-type Loomian in a 1v1, the only way Eleguana can deal damage to it is with the Flash and Flee, which only has a base 40 attack. Similarly, against a plant-type Loomian, Eleguana won't be able to pivot against them because they are immune to light, and Eleguana will also not be able to deal too much damage to them with its resisted Thunderstrike. So it appears that Radiance Eleguana seems to have more downsides than upsides, and yes, that is the case, but that brings up the question of why did I use it in my UU team for a UU tournament? Well, the simple answer is that I mostly entered just to use meme sets, but they surprisingly worked. Despite that, I actually was not able to get a single daze throughout the entire tournament. The chance to get a daze is so low that it's hard to tell if it's worth using. There's one misconception about Radiance, and it's that light type support moves can also have a chance to daze the opposing Loomian. But as we see here in this clip, no matter how many times I try to magnify, even until I use all of my energy, I just don't get the daze, and now I may just be super unlucky, but I've tried it several times and it just hasn't happened. I even tried swapping out and magnifying again and it still won't get the daze. Nonetheless, even with the damaging light type moves, it takes so many turns just to get one daze. However, in this clip, I finally managed to get a daze after so long. So in the end, no, I don't think Radiance Eleguana is worth using at the moment, but I do have a few ideas for a potential buff for this ability. One buff would be to make the daze chance either 33% or 50%. This would mean that Eleguana can daze the opposing Loomian for every third Flash and Flee if it is a 33% chance to daze, and for every second Flash and Flee if it is a 50% chance to daze. I think this is fair because that means Eleguana would only have to swap out 2 to 3 times to get a daze rather than a whopping 10 times. Another buff could be making light type support moves have a chance to daze, and maybe even a boosted chance to daze for light type support moves. The final idea I had for a buff is making it so that not only light type moves have a chance to daze, but all kinds of moves in general have a chance to daze. I don't think the last idea is realistic because the ability's name is Radiance, which assumes that it has something to do with light. But if the last idea was to become a reality, I think that the ability name would be changed. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you did, because it really helps me out. Thanks a lot. See ya. Before I finish this video, I just wanted to address this comment I got on Discord about how I don't sound Bengali in my videos. Well, here's me speaking Bengali. Y'all ready? Apni kemon achen? Balo? Oh, acha ঠিক আছে. I know I have such an English accent. I'll try better next time.